So this is it. I have committed to vlogging every day for the next 30 days. And as part of those 30 days, I'm going to be going to the Philippines as well. So there's going to be some stuff, just normal everyday stuff here in the UK. And then obviously I'm going to go off to the Philippines. The hope is that by getting myself into a routine of doing everyday stuff here, which I've been doing on my Instagram anyway, kind of like making a daily rule sort of thing. The hope is by doing that every day here, by the time I get to the Philippines, I'll be in a good enough rhythm so it won't feel alien and I could just kind of carry on the flow and it will just work, because that's ideally what I want to do. I want to just continue making like travel content and things like that. But I'm not going to get out to the Philippines and then go, right, I'm going to switch this on. It's just going to happen. I think I need to get into a good routine of it now. And if you're wondering what my content on this channel is now going to be about, it is going to be about travel, well-being and fitness. They are things that are super important to me. Really enjoy traveling, really enjoy well-being, and super enjoy my fitness. So daily vlogs of going to the gym, all that sort of jazz, all of the cool sort of things that I'm going to do in the Philippines. And yeah, just committing to doing a vlog every day for 30 days. See what happens. But for today, the plan is for today, I'm lazy today. It's like nearly 9 o'clock and I'm still in bed. But I had a pretty rough sleep last night, so you guys don't, you don't care about that, so it's irrelevant. But yeah, I had a pretty rough sleep last night, so I am gonna get up, get ready, and then head over to David Lloyd, have a little workout over there. I like to have a nice little workout, do a bit of cardio, have a cold plunge, sauna, swim, all of that sort of whoop wearing, cold plunge, wanky shit, all of that health stuff. I am one of those guys. I wear a fit watch and I've got a whoop strap. Double the data, double the results. I don't think that's the case, but that's kind of what I tell myself. No, the whoop is great. The whoop is great, but it doesn't tell the time. It's fantastic. It tells really loads of data. Like, gives you everything you possibly need for a fitness perspective. It is the best fitness tracker on the market, hands down, unquestionable. But it doesn't tell the fucking time, which is a bit pointless because then you need a watch. So then you end up wearing two watches like a wanker, and you're not going to wear like a whoop strap and then on the other side wear like a fancy watch. So the easiest thing to do is have like a sporty watch. And also as well, the whoop strap doesn't do GPS tracking. Well, it does if you've got your mobile phone on you, but sometimes that's a bit annoying. Like, particularly if you wanted to go out on a bike, you just want to go with your watch and your whoop strap and then do all the data stuff later. Otherwise you got your mobile phone with you now. So anyway, but I am gonna drag myself out of bed. I'm gonna get dressed and gonna head over to the gymnasium. That is the plan. That is the plan. And also, from like a filming content production perspective, I think like there's a pressure I put on myself. I want to make sure it's like done well, because I can do it well. I know how to do all that sort of shit, so I want to. So there's going to be a fair bit of like this sort of wanky stuff, like me pretending to get out of bed to then make a nice bit of B-roll to segue into another section of the vlog and stuff. So there's going to be a bit of that here and there. I like doing that shit. I'm not doing it to impress anyone. I just like doing it for myself. But there will be a bit of like, even though you know that I've set the fucking camera up and I've got out of bed to then come and do it. So if you do see stuff like that, just like give me a bit of slack. Cut me a bit of slack. I just like doing it. I might not do it in the end, but as part of my commitment to vlog every day, I have decided that I'm migrating everything to my iPad Pro and using Final Cut, Pro on the iPad rather than a Mac, because then that means I literally carry this Action 4, my mobile phone and my iPad, and I can kind of go about doing all of my vloggy necessities. And then I'll probably take a camera with me when I do travel, because I want to take stills as well, because I am a stills photographer by trade, if you can call it a trade. So yeah, because I am that, I still want to do that, and that will be like the A9 Mark II, that bad boy down there. A9 Mark II, got a range of different lenses. Yeah, so I will do that for stills, but predominantly I will literally just have Action 4, iPad Pro and my mobile phone, and that will cover me. Like, that's the plan. sometimes I overcomplicate things. So I've been trying to, and I learned this from Constantine actually. I learned this from him. He's like, just take away all of the sticking points, like make it as easy as possible for yourself. And I totally agree. So that's what I'm trying to do by doing it this way, and then also attacking it by editing every night, uploading every night, and then basically that'll just become a part of what I do. And I'll never have to work a miserable corporate job ever again, because that's why I'm here. That is why I'm here. Because if you don't know, last year I had a mental breakdown and fucking wanted to kill myself. Literally wanted to kill myself. Thought about killing myself. Planned to killing myself. It was a really shit time because I was dealing with shit stuff like breakup, selling a house, buying a house. Oh, there's a screw down there on the floor. Let's just hide that under there. Selling a house, buying a house, and working for a shitty corporate company that absolutely like allowed me to grind myself into dust to the point where I wanted to kill myself. And I said to myself, I quit my job because they were going to try and fire me, basically because I was off sick for a long time because I needed to take time out. So I was off sick for a long time, and in that process they were trying to get rid of me. I was trying to make sure I could be well enough and fit enough to come back to work, and then eventually I was just like, I just quit. I quit. They were going to fire me. I didn't want them to do that first, so I quit. So if you speak to them, they'll say we were going to fire him anyway. If you speak to me, I'll tell them that I quit, because I did quit. I did that first. I fucking did that first. I quit. You didn't fire me. Go fuck yourself, you bastards. You made me miserable as fuck. And I know loads of other people at the company are miserable as fuck because you're running people into the ground, like working them like fucking chimps in a sweatshop. Anyway, that's the story for another time. So yeah, the reason I'm here doing this vlog every day is because I quit my job. I went traveling. My life is totally turned at 360, and I've decided that I want to make content because that makes me happy, as well as enriching people's lives with motivation. So that is why I'm here, and I've had to try and take away as much friction as possible so I don't make shitty excuses for myself and not do the work that's needed to do. Wish me luck. But now we're going to go to the gym. Going to be down in this shortly, this concoction of great feelings. Going to be down in that, and today's workout is back. So I'm doing back and biceps. I'll probably throw in triceps as well. I like to train arms together. I like to do biceps and triceps together at the same time. Just get that double pump on. So yeah, I'll probably do like back, biceps and triceps. Because tomorrow I'm doing legs, so I'm not going to need my triceps in any push exercises. So it makes sense to do so. So yeah, let's go and do this bad boy, and yeah, I'll talk you through all the workouts and stuff that I do, just my hypothesis and practices in and around my back workout. First things first, I always do cardio, so 20 minutes to half an hour, sometimes an hour. So I have at least one session a week which is an hour, which will be like running 10k or something along those lines. But 9 times out of 10, I'm just doing a nice slow pace walk to start, 2-3 minutes, then move into a jog, and then speed up to kind of like a semi sprint, and then slow down again. I quite like that HIIT sort of vibe training. Really works for me. Not great though. My legs are getting skinnier and skinnier. And before I start playing any videos of me training in the gym and people commenting about my legs being skinny, I don't think anyone's going to watch this video anyway, so probably no one will comment. But when it eventually gets bigger, which it will, hopefully, I'm being optimistic. When it eventually gets bigger, and there will be people criticising me for my skinny little legs. I used to have big legs, believe it or not. I did used to have big legs. But I tore my ACL a year ago, or over a year ago, on my right knee. So I've just been really, like the last year, I've really struggled to kind of get back into the swing of things with training with my legs. But it's getting there slowly. So yeah, they're not withered away into total strings, but they are getting that way. So yeah, cardio's first, hit that. And then today was back, bicep, triceps. So first thing I did exercise-wise, back tricep, is I do Smith machine, like Romanian kind of stiff leg deads, but more of a concentration on my back. I like that as a warm-up exercise. No weight, just the bar. I do add weight eventually, but to start off with, just nice, slow, controlled, going through the range of motion. Like, I find that's a nice warm-up for my lower back, because I have a slip disc as well. Years of playing rugby has just brutalised my body, so back is not great. So I do those nice and slow, just to help the body kind of get into the swing of thing, which is, yeah, helps when your body's falling apart. So yeah, once I hit those, and I hit those really concentrated, just really go through the range of motions, and there you go, you can see my skinny old legs. They're not that bad. They also have high inserts, is what people call them. So my quad starts like further up my leg, or like the volume of my quad starts further up my leg. So they do look super skinny. My calves look as wide as my quads. Pretty decent sized calves, skinny quads, because you can train calves with a damaged ACL, but you can't train quads. So machine row, and then what I do with that is I like to start off with a relatively lightweight, go through it double armed, so both arms at the same time, and then move into like singular arms, and move into singular arms within one set. So for instance, I'll do like 10 to 12 together, and then I'll isolate 6, maybe do another couple words. In terms of numbers, I'm not religious. I kind of go on what my body feels like each time I go through it. So sometimes I go heavier, sometimes I go lighter. Always try to sort of pot the weight through nice and slowly. Sometimes I bang it as well for power, but always try to go through the range of motions nice and slowly. I find that works really well for my body. Then this is a nice little exercise I use for my back. It also engages the shoulders. Yes, I do know that. So you will get some shoulder engagement and some arm engagement as well. But I lay at a incline on a bench, facing forward, which is really always awkward. And then use a dumbbell plate, straight arms, come up, and that engages like my middle back, I find, and just gives me nice range of motion and flexibility all the way through. So I quite like that. Use lightweight, so 5 kilos, 10 kilos, that's it. But I just find that's a nice activating exercise, and particularly after I've done a row, a big like it sort of squeezes you in like a row. It's all kind of powery, like pulley and powery. So the overhead pull, that really helps me kind of re-stretch out the back. And me working out for my body, I find my body responds to it well, and I quite enjoy the exercise. Yeah, and then so I'm kind of alternating sets. So between the row and the overhead dumbbell pull, whatever it is. So I alternate between those. Effectively a superset, but like a casual superset, just like rather than jumping straight into the other one, just making sure like I've done a big pull exercise, really gone through that range of motion. Then I've done a big I've gone from this motion, but then also gone from this motion as well. So I'm not getting like crumpled up. I'm just finding that my body's nice and balanced. And then I do individuals and doubles for both. So that works for me nicely. And then from there, the V pull down. So I start off with, single arm pull downs. So just alternating arms, single arm. Try to go heavy, not mad heavy, not mad heavy, heavy enough to be able to go through, 10 to 12 reps. And I always start off with an overhand, and I twist into an underhand. And I find if I pull down with this, then my biceps to engage. If I do like this, it stops that. So start off palms facing forward, and then twisting as you get deeper into it, and then your bicep can come in to just pull it in a little bit more, and then alternate between the two. And then from there, the last one is the V pull down. So using the V like handle, and I always do an overhand pull down. Just gives me like a nice range of motion, pulls into my lat, pulls into my back. And weight wise, I'm trying to hit kind of like 80%. Like I'm not in a growing phase. I'm not trying to grow muscle. I'm trying to maintain. Like I like my weight. I'm currently sort of dialing around about 80 kilos, staying around about 10% body fat in and around that space. Fluctuate sometimes, like I'm not competing or doing anything. I'm just trying to live healthily, comfortably, keep the fat down, be happy with my appearance. Not trying to grow mad or anything like that. So there's no increase in calories. I like the weight. When I played rugby, I was over 100 kilos, which is just over a year and a half ago. And I was over 100 kilos, great for power, like loved all of that. That was fantastic. But I like the aesthetics. I like how I look now at 80 kilos, which is nice. Sometimes I drop down to below that. Sometimes I drop into the late 70s, like 79. Other times I fluctuate up to 85. So there's like a 6 kilo space, dependent on like a big poo or whatever I'm eating. But yeah, there's like a 6 kilo range that I like to work between, and I prefer being at the lower end. But then at the lower end, I find power really struggle with that. So yeah, just working on staying aesthetically pleasing. I'm not, like I say, not going to go compete. And I think my
my ethos on training is like I just want to live a long, happy, healthy life and want a body that functions and looks great into my later years, as opposed to kind of like go mad, hammering it, trying to compete and do all that sort of stuff. Total respect for anyone that does that. Love it. But yeah, not for me. Then from there, I do a rope lat pull down. So if you can see the way I'm kind of seated, I sit back on my knees, like on sort of sit back on my heels and my knees, arms straight, pulling in, which is like pulling my lats in. Really enjoy that exercise, and I find if you can pull the rope apart and keep that distance apart, get a bit of tricep engagement as well, but you get a real nice stretch on the back. And then so the further and further you move away from the machine, like as you move further away, you lose your range, because you're coming further, like you lose your range. If you get closer to the machine, your arms go higher effectively, which then gives you a better range. So then that will kind of activate more of the muscle on the side. So I try to get as close as possible, but not too close. So like trying to find that sweet spot, that's down to you to kind of navigate that and work out where's right there. The last big pull ones is I use the W bar, and the W bar, I use the outside grip again, but I use it just kind of in this position here. And the reason being is it just feels more natural as I pull into my lats. So like pulling like this kind of locks in, it's engaging your bicep. Pulling on a straight bar, kind of engaged. Where there's that W bar, I just find it really activates my lats, and I like to finish on that last one. Last one for my back before I move into arms is the rear pec deck fly, and that's going to do like your rear delts, but then also like your trapezium and your middle back and stuff. So I quite enjoy that as an exercise, a nice finisher. Again, doesn't have to be too heavy, just heavy enough to kind of activate and then build the weight. So I always try to range anything from 6 to 12 reps depending on the weight, and then the weight I'll always stagger up, and then I'll often drop to kind of just below what I started on, and then do a set for reps just to really fatigue the muscle. And that's working for me in terms of keeping my body as it's looking and feeling. And some days I wake up I'm sore, so there'll probably be a little bit of growth there, but like I say, I'm not trying to grow in any capacity. And then from there, it's moving into the old bicep. So for me, always start on the bicep machine, like the isolation bicep machine, and I work them individually. I think with legs and arms, it's really important to work them individually, because you will always have a stronger side, and if you just always do them together, that stronger side will always marginally take over. I think if you isolate them, you get really good results, and then once you've done your isolation stuff, move in to do double stuff. So like if you're doing a bicep curl, isolate one side, get the work done on there, get a really good pump, do the other side, get them into relatively the same kind of like pump space, they're feeling as fatigued and as hard as each other, and then I move into like doing them together double, so I feel like I'm getting the same amount of thing. And it might be that like my right arm is weaker than my left arm, even though I'm right-handed, and the reason being I broke my wrist playing rugby years ago, so I went like just over a year without using my right hand, so my left side is stronger, not as dexterous, not as coordinated, but is stronger because I couldn't use this for so long. So then my right arm is slightly smaller than my left arm, and it fatigues quicker. So what I basically do is take that to where I feel, and then I do with the left, and then kind of like, okay, they feel the same, and then I do them both together. I think if you do them both together, this one's going to fatigue quicker than this one, and then you're doing yourself an injustice. So trying to keep it balanced in that sense. From there, triceps. So triceps, I always do an underhand pull down, and that just activates more of my tricep. I enjoy it. It's not the only tricep exercise I do a lot, so I train arms twice a week, and I use a different set of exercises on both of those days, so I don't use the same exercise on each of those days. So it would be so even though I train arms twice a week, the exercises don't overlap. They're a different set of exercises, so I'm trying to hit as much as possible. And what I like to do as well with the machine, because it's on like one of those flippy things, it's like a sail, it really annoys me as you're wobbling. So just use one hand to kind of balance it so it stays in the same place, and then pull down, and it just means that I know I'm getting the same every time, so the reps feel the same. Otherwise you're pulling it, it's slightly over there, it's slightly over there, it feels different every time. I don't enjoy it. And that's kind of my whole back and arms workout. So nothing groundbreaking, you know, I'm not rewriting kind of going to the gym and training, and as I say, just trying to be functional. I think in aesthetics, how I like to look, I enjoy having decent shoulders, a decent set of arms, nice chest, being relatively lean, that really works for me. I quite enjoy that. And as I've been getting older, you know, I want to look after my health. I want to make sure I'm like not weighing as much as I need to be, like not weighing more than I need to be, and putting undue pressure on my system. So this is working super well for me. And then once we finish from there, I always go to I go for a sauna. So I basically do 15 minutes in the sauna, and then I dip into the cold plunge, and it's literally a dip. I'm not doing the whole like diving in there for 3 minutes. I dip in, fully submerge, come out, I then do another 10 minutes in the sauna. I then come out and do 2 minutes in the cold plunge. Then I go back in the sauna, do another 10 minutes, and then I come out and I do 3 minutes in the cold plunge. So accumulative time in the cold plunge, I'm doing 5 minutes, but it's broken up between the two. And I find on that second phase of going into the sauna, the first sauna, I'll get hot and I'll get uncomfortable and I'll be a bit sweaty. But going to the cold plunge, core temperature comes down. I check my heart rate on my Wahoo, get it below the 100, ideally in the 70s. My resting heart rate is in its late 40s, early 50s. And then once I do my sauna, once I do the sauna, that kind of creeps up to 120, something like that heart rate. And then I go in the cold plunge, try to bring it back down to below 100, ideally 70, but I don't want to be waiting outside too long to bring it down too quickly. And then I jump back into the sauna, and I find that phase of like sweating is unreal. I mean, I'm literally, water is pouring out of me. Fucking hell. Absolutely unlocked my secret power of sweating. I am sweating like you would not believe, dripping. Perks of doing contrast therapy, in and out, in and out, in and out. I feel pretty cool. Like my heart rate is only 105, which is nice, stable. I can stay like this for a long time, and I'm sweating buckets, which is great. I mean, keep it coming. Keep it coming. It's a bit gross, but... And I like that. I feel like that's a nice feeling. But also I'm comfortable in there for those 10 minutes rather than kind of getting in and being 6 minutes in and be like, I'm dying. It just feels nice at that pace. Hot one today, people. It is a hot one in the old sauna. So just done my workout, which is good. And then I like to end my workout with vibey music like this. For one, I feel like I'm in Morocco or somewhere. But no, I like to do a sauna. So I do a sauna for 10 to 15 minutes, crank that out, and then when I'm like blowing up my arsehole, can't breathe, feel like my heart's gonna fucking pump out my chest, I then do the cold plunge. And I don't do a long one. I dip for about a minute, just enough for it to eke in, and then I get out, and then I go and do another sauna for 10 minutes, and then cold plunge, and I do that time for like 2 minutes. Then I come out and do a sauna again, and I do the last cold plunge on like a 3 minute one. So total time overall, I've got 6 minutes in the cold plunge, and then 15, 10, 25, 35 in the thingy. It's a lot of time. It is a lot of time. But at the minute, I haven't got no fucking work, and I'm just twiddling my thumbs, making content and stuff. So yeah, now is the time to do it. Relying on my life savings that's why I'm committed to this. Fucking do content for 30 days and see where it goes, because I've got all the time in the fucking world. But this is my last day at David Lloyd, actually. It's a bit of a cheat. So I signed up on a 14-day trial. Well, not a 14-day trial, but I signed up, and you got 14 days to get out of the contract, or 14 days to change your mind. And after coming, it's half an hour to get here. So all in all, it's an hour of my day gone before I get here. And then I get here, all the spa, all the sauna, all that sort of stuff. Lovely, but total time, I'm probably spending like 4 hours here, which is great. I've got the time to do that, but also there's loads of other shit that's pressing me that I need to do. And if I keep committing time to this, I'm not going to do that other stuff, because this is nice, you know. I'm in a spa, I've got Moroccan music, it's fucking fantastic. So I need to make an adjustment. So I've got another gym I go to in Thetford, which is Body Concept. Love the gym, absolutely loved it. I tried this one because when I was traveling, I got to do cold plunges and all that, and I really enjoyed it. So getting the chance to do that here, particularly in the UK where it's miserable, I was like, well, this is a nice kind of slowly pull the band-aid off when you come back to the UK, rather than it being absolutely brutal, coming back being miserable and wanting to fucking whatever. So yes, this is my last day basically, and then it's back to the spit and sawdust dungeon of training with proper men in a proper man play. No, I'm joking, there is women there as well. It's a great gym, and it's 6 minutes from my house. I can jog there, I can drive there, you know. I'm not losing an hour of my day. I am losing an hour. I'm in the car for an hour, that's an hour lost. So yeah, so this is my last time of doing it, so I might try and crank myself as far as I can possibly go. So yeah, I'll keep you tuned, but it's already starting to It's already starting to be a bit of a doozy.
2 moments later.
I don't think enjoy is the word. My protocol, and then often before going into doing the sauna and all that sort of stuff, I have like a coconut water. I'd kind of eat relatively low carbohydrates. I do have days where I hit the carbohydrates and sugars hard, so I have like a bit of a bingey day once a week, which would be like a treat day. Yeah, wouldn't call it a cheat meal. I'd call it a treat day. So I'll have like cookies, milkshake, all that sort of stuff. And then what I will do is, because I'm relatively low on carbs, I feel pretty depleted. Once I'm finished in the gym, I'll have a coconut water, a little bit of sugar in there. It's around about 80 calories per one of those little cartons. And then that just gives me a little bit of juice to go in and do the other bits. Otherwise I go in totally fatigued. Gym done. Heading home now. Got loads of shit to do. Gonna film the video. Well, start filming the video for this vlog, the daily vlog, the start of the daily vlog, the 30-day daily vlog. So yeah, gonna do that. Gotta work out where I've parked my car. It's here somewhere, for sure. Where was it? Where the fuck is my motherfucking car? Oh, there it is down there. Yeah, so go home, do that. Got so much stuff to do, and very little time to do it all in.
Maybe the thing people identify with most, you know, the texture of their own experience, the landscape of their inner mind. But you're then saying, well,
everyone knows the UK economy is absolute bunk. You're getting ripped off left, right, and centre. This is £5. £5 for this on its own. £5. Outrageous, absolutely outrageous. I'm not even going to go into detail. It's a great sandwich. Is it worth £5? No. But if you get that sandwich and you just buy it on its own, it's £5. But then for an extra £1 for the meal deal, you get yourself a large can of Red Bull, which is like over £2. £2, yeah, disgusting. So without the meal deal, you're looking at what, so you're £7, those two items. Then the Snickers Duo, which is like £1.20 in most places. So you're looking at what, so £5, £6, £7, £8.20, £8.20, nearly £10 for a sandwich, a chocolate bar, and a can of energy drink. That is disgusting in itself. But the meal deal allows you to get this for £6. Now it feels like a little bit of a victory, but it's not really a victory. You're still getting absolutely bent over. But yeah, at least it's not as painful. I guess you're being bent over, but they're using lube. I mean, you gotta look at the positives. Made the decision this evening that I was going to sort a load of my photography gear. So this is like a load of old well, not even photography, it's like video photography stuff. So a load of my old kit. So like LED lighting, modifiers, grip, power, just all sorts of stuff that's just been in my cupboards, not being used. So kind of organising it to set up the new YouTube studio, which is going to be this space over here. And then I'm going to set a podcast space upstairs as well. So yeah, that is the intention. I'm going to set a podcast space upstairs as well, start a podcast. This is it, 30 days of just attacking every type of fucking content you could possibly imagine in the hope that I can make it into a career. This is my upstairs third bedroom, which is going to be my podcast room. So just going to use this little spot here. These are going to be the vibes. Sit here and I'm going to talk. I'm going to set a desk area up in front of me with a monitor and whatnot, so I can hold riveting conversations. Get a TV on the wall would be good, maybe. Yeah, TV on the wall would be great, because then I could feed stuff to it and use it as a monitor, as a screen, and then yeah, that would be the plan. Sorry, thinking out loud. So yeah, this is going to be the podcast space. So far all it does is my hat collection and some of my shoes. That is all I use it for. But I'm going to use it for a podcast space. And the intent is, I've already thought about it. So I'm going to call it Develop. And it's kind of a lean on photography develop, like developing photos, but then also personal development, because I am a photographer by trade. That's kind of like, I've said that a few times. I keep fucking saying that. That is my identity. That's what I did for many, many, many years. But I also did many other things. But at the heart of it, it's always been about self-development. Always been about trying to make yourself better. So what I want to do is bring on people who I think are incredible. And these won't be like people, but some of them will be like people with huge followings and massive fan bases and all the rest of it. These will just be people that I have worked with or been around or know and think really, really, really highly of. And just understanding their development, like how they got into the position that they got into in life, and are they happy? And if they had any advice, could they give that to somebody else? So that is my intention. But first I need to sort through all this shit and work out what I need, what I have, and do I need anything else? I don't need anything else. To set up a podcast, I've got everything I need. To set up a YouTube studio, I've got everything I need. I have it all. I do have it all already. I just need to organise it. That is it. Oh shit. Yeah, just need to organise it. And I'm getting there, slowly. I have done as much sorting out as one can suffer in an evening. It is 10 to 9. I am going to chill out now. I've got snacks. Some hot snacks, some dairy snacks, some cookie snacks. Already polished off a bag of barbecue ghost, Mike, or whatever they are. Polished off those bad boys. And then some biscotti as well. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this one and then get into edit and upload it. This is going to be the first of many vlogs. So yeah, this one's probably going to be the worst of all of them. This is going to be shit. This is my first one. Every time, first one's always terrible. Well, compared to when you get 100 down the line. So yeah, please forgive me. Hope it was enjoyable. If you want to see any specific thing, please let me know. The theme is going to be like healthy lifestyle, training, finding balance in life, mindset, and a bit of tech thrown in there for good measure. That's kind of it. So if you're into any of those things, and travel, loads of travel. So yeah, if you're into any of those things, then hit subscribe, and I will see you soon.